at freeguitarlessonsonline.com, and today's lesson is to do with bar chords. They're called bar chords, but you can play them in church. Sorry for the bad joke, just had to get it in there. The way I'm going to teach it is on electric. There's going to be one video for electric and one for acoustic, because as you see in the written part of the lesson, there are a couple of different ways you can approach it depending on which guitar you're playing. And there are lots of different kinds of bar chords to play. Today we're just going to start with the basics. If you can get these, that will help you get up and running in different ways. It's important to know the root of the chord. The root of the chord is the lowest sounding note in the chord. In this case, this is an A major bar chord. It's at the 5th fret. My first finger is like a capo, and the root is this note I'm pushing on string 6, which happens to be an A. If you know that from tuning, you tune your A string to that fret, so there's an A, okay? And then if you notice the rest of it, this finger, and this finger are outlining an E chord, and you're just moving it up basically, and your finger is being a capo. Okay? Now, if you can get this, on another frame I'm going to show you how I've got the back of my hand. That's very important also, to get the right angle. My fingers are straight on, they're not like this. I don't have my thumb over here or down here. I've got it so that my finger, this will be very difficult on an acoustic guitar, but you can do it. As I said, there's another video for that. Now, the thing to do to start learning these, if you're just beginning to learn bar chords, is that you can start pushing down. Just learn to bar. Bar is just a technique of use. It's just a word that means you're pushing down more than one string at the same time with one finger. Okay? And it doesn't have to be your first finger. You can bar with that finger, you can bar with your pinky, okay? But for now, it's our first finger, our index finger. And just get 2 strings. Okay, and you can even move that around. Make sure they're both ringing clearly, as always. And that's probably pretty easy. Now what you can do is add, see how it's hyperextended, my finger at the first joint. I'm not bent like this, I'm slightly hyperextended, okay? Now it takes a bit of practice to control. And again, it has to do with how you got your thumb positioned at the back, which you'll see in a minute. And this finger, the salute finger as I like to call it, it goes on string 3, string 1, 2, 3, on fret 6, but it's not hyperextended, it's the other way. It's bent this way so that it's clearing and it's out of the way. So now you've got 3 strings. We're building up, okay? And for some of you, this would be a good place to stop and just get to practice this. And if you move it down to the first position, fret 1, you've got something that you can use for an F chord. And then of course you can add this finger. You've got a straight diagonal line now with a bar. It's very important you still have this 2-string bar at your first finger. Now it's 4 strings, you're on an F chord, okay? And you move it up, and we're at A. That's the great thing about bar chords, you can move the same shape around the guitar neck, just like a slide rule. And you've got a different chord, okay? I usually recommend for people to learn these up around this 5th position on the guitar because the frets are a little bit smaller. It's a little easier to push down. Okay, now if that is going pretty well for you, then you may be ready to, what you're going to do is put this finger up 1 string towards the ceiling, then your pinky will go underneath where it was. See how that is? And again, it's like an E chord. Although when you play E, you probably use these fingers, but now we're removing the first finger and using these 3 fingers so that your first finger can bar and be a capo like that, okay? And now, there's your A chord, and you want to make sure all the strings are ringing. And you move it down, that would be A flat, G, back to A. Now the other thing to know is the minor chord, which is in this shape. It's very easy to see the difference. All you have to do is take this finger off make sure your bar is strong so that now the third string, 1, 2, 3, is ringing clearly. You may not be able to see, but this finger is right off, okay? I'm like this. But you just let your finger relax above the string. And hopefully you can hear the difference. That's minor. Most people say minor sounds sad. Here's major. Okay, major. Minor. Two different sounds, alright? So, your minor chord and your major. It's very important that you know whether you're playing a major chord or a minor chord. So as you learn these chords, I would say, strongly suggest, I feel like I use that word a lot, suggest saying the name of the chord as you play it, okay? That will help you get to know them automatically. And the other thing that's important, you can see on the lesson page where it says, click here for a great lesson. Where this video is, it's on my website page. It is a lesson designed to help you quickly learn the note names along this low E string and then your A string, okay? So that you can, as you learn bar chords, you'll be able to know that's an A major, there's a G major, there's an F sharp major, B major, or as you learn the other bar chords, B major. We'll learn those later. Right now we're just concerned with this shape, or, as we said, A minor, B minor, C major, that's also on the chord diagrams on the page, C minor, and you can also make a dominant seventh. A dominant seventh is a different kind of a chord. That one, you would play your C major, for example, like this, and then you take your pinky off, and you get that sound. There are other ways to play this chord, but for now, you get this one. It's a dominant seventh. So you can just say C7 when you play this chord, or A7. Same idea. Make sure you know the names of them. And if you're looking at this video and you're digging the material, you probably would want to look a little into some theory, just so that you know a little bit about how to create the things that you want to create on your guitar. This is another one of the diagrams. I've got my first finger on fret 8, string 6. Second finger, fret 8, string 4. Third finger on fret 8. So they're all on fret 8, a string apart. See how they all skip a string? And my pinky goes right there. This finger has to lean slightly, but not flat, not hyperextended. It's just touching string 5 so that string 5 is muted, okay? This one's a little more advanced. You may be ready for it or not. If you're not, just skip this chord for now. But if you can grab an A major and A minor, and you know the difference, it's not a problem for you. You don't know this chord yet, I would suggest learning it. So it goes like this, okay? That's a C7. Kind of bluesy, jazzy licks from this. Okay, you move it down, you got an A7. Alright, so hope that was fun, and if you also play steel string acoustic guitar, or acoustic guitar, nylon string even, you may want to check out the other video for some ideas about other ways of approaching bar chords. Have fun with this, learn the note names, whether it's major, minor, or dominant seventh. Start using it in jams or tunes that you play. Have fun. Thanks a lot. This is Dave at freeguitarlessonsonline.com, and hopefully this lesson was helpful for you and inspires you to keep dusting off your guitar and keep playing. Have a great day. Okay, so there it is. There's the A major. See how my thumb is at the back? It's pretty straight. It's not over the top. It's not way over to the side. It's not underneath. It's right there. Okay. And if I tilt it over, you can see how it's like you can pinch between your first finger and your thumb, just like that. And then the rest falls into place. You can see that my wrist is fairly straight. It's not really bent or anything. That's not too bad actually, but you want to feel comfortable. You see what my hand is doing. That's it. It's just pinching onto the chord, and that way I can get a good, clear sound. All right.